Wullie, what words can you use to sum that up today?
Disappointing. We've obviously had a good start, and then we had a setback on Tuesday, and it was all about the reaction. And I thought the first half was just flat. Not enough boys took a game. It was disappointing, and the goal we lose is disappointing. We've been doing really well in terms of keeping clean sheets. I'd said to the boys 5 games we'd only lost 1 goal, and that came from a penalty. But the goal again was soft today. We don't go and stop the ball out wide. The boy has a free header in the box, and then I think Josh has to deal with it a lot better than he has done. And we're slow to react as well. He's probably done well with the first initial effort. We're slow to react, but then I think Josh can do a bit better. And he's not seen it back yet, but I think he'll be honest enough to say that. But we'll not single anybody out because Josh has been terrific. He's made some big saves in the last few games. But it's fine lines, and again, disappointing because we've been doing so well. And I said to the boys in there that if they don't think that we're in a fight, then they're sadly mistaken, because we are, and games are running out, and we need to do more than what we showed today. The fans again turned out in their numbers, and shortchanged them a bit today because everything just wasn't good enough.
It wasn't the levels that you've reached in recent weeks?
No, I said to the boys in there, that's not the levels that I expect, and if that is the levels, then boys won't play. I touched on the fact that boys, when they're out the team, want to play. When they do play, maybe don't do enough, and that's why they're not playing. But yeah, there needs to be a better reaction next week when we go to Kilmarnock, because it's a tough venue. They're a good side, they're top of the league, and we need to perform a lot better than that today.
You talked about the reaction on Tuesday night, and you've talked about it there just now as well, and you just didn't get that.
We didn't. We didn't have a lot of time from Tuesday to work on certain things. But for me, it was just the basics. It was energy. It was matching your runner. It was winning your battles and everything. And again, I use the word flat because there was nothing to it. There was no real tempo to the game. I don't think Raith offered that much either, to be honest. I think if you ask both sets of fans, obviously they're going to be happier because they've won the game. But it wasn't a great spectacle.
As you say, the goal as well was soft from Queen's point of view, and several chances to clear up.
Yeah, and again, we've been doing really well, so we can't be overcritical because I've banged on about it. You keep clean sheets, lose games, and the boys have been doing that, to be fair. But yeah, we need to deal with that goal better. And first goal's critical, it's in any league. And then obviously Innes has had his chance, but after that, we didn't create enough. We didn't do enough to trouble Raith, and I thought sometimes you need to be braver on the ball. And when I say brave, it's not about going and smashing people and things like that. Brave, taking the ball under pressure and passing the ball rather than just launch it, because they've got a big backline, Masunda, Berra, Benedictus. You just boom the ball up. How many headers did they win? We lost every header in that area, and then they start to build the attack again. So you need to be a bit braver and a bit more confident and get the ball down and play, because when we do that, we didn't start doing that till the last 10-15 minutes. I know Rafe sat in a little bit more, but that we need to do that earlier in games and cause teams some more problems.
At times I felt they could have been a bit stronger on the ball as well.
Yeah, it's hard to put your finger on any one thing. I just thought over the piece we weren't good enough, and I said to the boys in there again, we are where we are over the season, not the last couple of games. Over the season we've not been good enough, and that's where we are. But we've got games still to go, although they are running out. We need to do a lot more in the games coming up to make sure we do enough to stay up.
Talks about Tuesday not being a reality check, but the last couple of days probably is it's starting to level out now, and from that euphoria of you coming in and the freshness, it's starting to level out now.
It is, and obviously you can call it the new manager bounce or whatever it is, but it's harsh reality. It's football, it's results. We had a good start, but then you get beat at Partick, you get beat here today, and then you face a tough trip to Kilmarnock, so it does even out. But we've got to do more. We've got to stand up and be counted, as I keep saying, and look after ourselves.
And the other teams are picking up the odd point here and there as well.
Yeah, again, can't do anything what happens elsewhere. We've got to take care of ourselves, and the disappointing thing is that we lost a home game today again. Our home forms over the last year, 2 years, it's not been good enough, and that's the biggest thing, because I want people to come here and go away with nothing. I hate when teams come here and go up the road with 3 points. If you don't do enough to win the game, don't lose the game. It's disappointing, but it is what it is, and we've got to address that this week, starting Monday, and look ahead at Kilmarnock.
Kilmarnock, you can go there, probably not expected to get anything, but from your point of view, it is everything to play for.
I think every game you need to go with the belief to win the game. Again, going back, I'm a positive person, and I'll not go and concede anything. It's 90 minutes, it's 11 men v 11 men. Possibly you could say budgets and bigger teams and whatever else, but at the end of the day, our Broth are up at the top of the league. You know what I mean? So that's no saying that we can't go and compete with Kilmarnock at Rugby Park next week.
Shows you could compete. The first game here, up there,
Yep.
Probably a few rights to put wrong, given the last game was.
Yeah, I think when we went there the last time, we didn't give a good account of ourselves, and that gives us a wee added incentive to put that right on Saturday.
What about the players that are missing? I think Lee said he's back.
Yeah.
Shane and Monday, Harry back.
They all did a little bit on the pitch this afternoon before the game, so Harry and Lee will join us on Monday. They'll probably be non-contact for the first 2-3 days, just to get them in amongst it, feel the ball again, get a little bit for the sharpness and match speed and whatever else, and then as that goes on the later in the week, we can lift the intensity more. Kilmarnock's too early for them, but we'll be looking ahead at the following week, and hopefully we can start welcoming the players back, because they're big players.
What about Fitzy?
Still a wee while away with Fitzy. I've not really spoke with Gavin much, because he had said that he hadn't really reacted to treatment and he would update me if there was any change, and he hasn't done, so I don't expect there to be any change with Fitzy.
You knew that Paul's out probably for the season, but how's he recovering? How's from his operation? Is he?
He's doing fine. He's in the pool. He's moving. He's had his stitches out, and it's just about him just listening to the physio, doing his work in the gym or the pool or whatever, and getting him back in the best condition possible. Because again, no matter what league we're in, Paul's going to be a big player for us.
And you say there, Lee and Harry, they will be big players. So you really want to try and get them back as soon as you can.
We do, but the most important thing is that we don't rush them, because you don't want to put them in, whether it's a couple of days too early and they break down again, because like you say, they are big players, and to welcome them back, it'll be a massive lift to the team and myself and Bertie. So hopefully they don't have any reaction to joining us back in, and then we can step it up and get them back in, but we'll just edge on the side of precaution as well.
And still belief. 8 games left, still belief.
Always belief. I'm a positive person, I say it all along. Nothing's done yet, the games are there, it's in our hands. You take care of your own games, don't worry about what else is happening elsewhere. But one thing's for sure, we need to perform better than that today, because that's not good enough.